And so with that understanding, it gives you a mindset to say, okay, if your staffs are South Africans, and you've trained majority of them, some of them are working in good organizations, especially on the media side. I can mention some of the names who are currently now working on Metro FM, 702 Talk Radio, Classic FM, Jacaranda FM, but they all pass through from DEXTERITY. And so we say, okay, with the Darlington Steel Foundation, how then do we integrate the system to make it one? And so we come up to say, okay, fine. I promise, I really never wanted to call it Darlington Steel Foundation. I wanted to say DEXTERITY Foundation, but the board says, no, this is who you are. You have to come out and also address the people so that they can understand that this is what you stand for. And so the foundation for us is a platform where we are trying, with the motto, where we're trying to foster social cohesion, create opportunities for everyone, and also integrate Africa. And so that's what the foundation stands for. The issue of integrating Africa for us, if you look at South Africa currently now, an average South African person, when you say Africa in their mind, they believe that Africa is a continent that is far, and they are in Europe, forgetting the fact that they are part of Africa. So how then do we start conscientizing their mind to make them that you are an African child? We understand the drive from Thabo Mbeki, whereby when he was the president of South Africa, he came up with this very particular word to say, I'm an African child. South African could not understand it because then they just come out from slavery. Now you're telling me I'm an African child. Who is this Africa you're mentioning? So it was a big word for them. So that's the part of integrating Africa, creating opportunities. You all know to us, we as Nigerians, let me say it like we Nigerians used to say it back when I'm a barrack boy from the military side. At all time bad pass, we go gather the worst to become the best. So because of that, we try everything within our means to create opportunity. And I remember one time, I think this is one story, I was sitting with the Minister of Small Business. So we were talking, and part of the things there, she asked me a question, Darlington, how the hell you guys come into our country? In less than a few years, you guys are there. What are your secrets? And I think I remember one of the things I said to her. I said, well, our secret is the fact that we don't sleep. That's one. She's like, no, we also don't sleep. We're politicians. I'm like, yeah, you sleep because you know that the government pays you. We don't sleep because we know the government does not pay us. And we come into the country. Every morning we wake up, we're afraid that somebody's going to kill us. So because of that, we have no time to crack joke. We're not here to see the beautiful ladies around the street. Neither are we here to count how many South African robots that are working, because those are the popular things you see around. And so with that very particular thing, it gives us the mindset as Nigerians to create opportunity. The third motto of the foundation, which is about fostering social cohesion. I want to see where in Nigeria, South Africa, Botswana, Uganda, Tanzania, all of us will come under one roof. Whoa. And I guess that's the same thing we try to do with Adara Awards. To say, let's celebrate every one of us together under one roof. Not something that somebody will come from the Western world to celebrate us. How come is it easy for the whites to celebrate us as black and yet we accept it? Does it mean that with the blacks we don't believe in ourselves? Like for instance with the award, I remember one of the things we almost wanted to put on the award category is to say White Excellence Award. But you find it with all these white guys with their own award, they tell you Black Excellence Award. Are you trying to say my excellency is dependent on your approval as a white person? So which means me as a black, I'm not excellent until I get recognized by you. Then I'm excellent. The reason why is because our mindset has not been, for lack of better word, brainwashed for us to see the importance of us as black child, to say, no, we are excellent.
That's true.
Let's look at education. We started education from Egypt, but they took education from us.
That's true.
What's it called? Manipulate it, edit it, bring it back to us under the name of a book. And we accept it. That's why South Africa have a system then called the Bantu education, which was a limited education that actually enslaved their mind more.
That's true.
So the foundation here is to say, how do we start foster relationship, create opportunity for everybody, that includes the diasporas and the migrants who are here, and at the same time also integrate everyone of us whereby we are one. AU currently says in 2067 or 2063, there will be a free movement of Africans and stuff. But if we don't start doing something now, 2063 from now, I think I should be close to my grave. But before now and then, I need to do something to be able to achieve the AU, what's called mandate or mission. So that's what the foundation is all about.
How would you have described your kind of people on the same trail of business?
I think the truth of it is I have people that I look up to here in South Africa that actually motivate and encourage me in terms of the media productions in which I'm doing currently. One of them is Wale Akilabi, the president and founder of Planet TV. And I'm also, apart from Wale Akilabi, funny enough, Wale Akilabi was my first boss in South Africa. It's somebody that I respect so much. This is one man where, when everybody turned their back on me during the days that I was looking for a job, he was the first person who actually employed me. And also gave me the chance for me to be able to be on his shoe. If there is one thing I like about Wale Akilabi, he is not a guy who will mix his word. He will tell you the way it is. And so from that time, worked for him. And I remember when I wanted to start my own business as DEXTERITY, I actually went to meet him, we sat. And we've been talking ever since then, even till now, we still talk. I think I remember we were talking 2 weeks ago. I don't know when this thing is going to go on air. And we're just talking about some certain things about the business the business and the media side, what we need to do. And so Wale Akilabi is a person that I respect so much. Another person, again, I respect so much is Femi Oshi, the brother who does Agugu Ayo. I respect Femi Oshi also in the industry. You have your likes of, on the radio side, your likes of Soji. Akilabi also, who is doing African Business Radio. I'm trying to think of the names that I've worked with and also who are still in South Africa doing their media business. But I think for now, let me just stay with these three. The truth there is, it's not been easy. I've sat with some of these guys that I've just mentioned, and one of the biggest challenges we face is the issue of acceptance. We know the system that works in Nigeria cannot work here in South Africa, and I think that was one of the big things I used to say to people. When you find yourself in a particular country, don't think that the system that works in your country will work in the country which you're going into. You need to learn the system of that country.
That's true.
And so, but the big problem we face as Nigerians, when we find ourselves here in South Africa, for instance, is the fact that we want to enforce our system in Nigeria to work here. And that's why most times we find ourselves fighting the constitution or fighting the policies of the country. How then do you work your way around the system of this very particular country? I'm not saying break the system, but work your way around it. Like, for instance, I remember when we wanted to get the document for the foundation, they brought about 6 different documents. Remember, I'm thinking, what the hell will I get this? I faced a lot of glitches, but I was able to consult my lawyers and say, okay, how do I go about it? And they were able to advise me what to do, what not to do. Don't go this direction, don't go this direction. And it was quite easy. But the things I see with Nigerians is the fact that we are always afraid in terms of engaging with the people. Because in our mindset, you think when you go out there and you engage with these guys, they're going to kill you. No, you go. At a lot of time, but if you die, you die. If you die alive, you die alive. So why must you be afraid?
That's true.
You understand? So my colleague in the industry, I've seen the fears. We sit, we talk. But the truth of it is the fact that one of the things that I noticed as a weakness is the fact that we don't want to engage with the politics of this country, with the governance system of this country, especially with the issue of the home affairs, the social development, your economic development, your arts and culture. The reason why is because we tell ourselves that this is, no be our thing now, why I won't talk. But you forget to understand, no be your thing, but you spend rand, they spend naira. So you need to engage with them. That's the challenge I see we are facing in the industry.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm still going to dwell on your profile.
Okay.
Still on your profile, what do you mean by the word go-getter?
Bros, that's what I can question in Nigeria now.
No, I understand why I'm asking.
Nigeria, if we tell ourselves so, we'll go get this, we'll go get that. No matter what happens, we go get them.
So,
even though if you like make lion turn water, we go swim inside. Okay. And one of the things, I think the go-getter for me, I use a particular scenario and the scriptures that I like joining together is, for those who are Christians, I think, and those who are, for those who are non-Christians, you pardon me, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. There's a story of Peter in the Bible where the Bible makes us to understand that God called Peter out of the ship when Peter saw Jesus Christ coming. And Jesus said to him, come. And Peter took the mindset and I use the word unalisibate, which means he has the lever to put his leg on the water, to walk, to meet Jesus. That was one. That's the go-getter of Peter. Secondly, also, it was Jonah. Jonah was stuck in the ship, and he said to the people, throw me into the river. One of the things I use those two very particular stories to say where my go-getter comes in is whether the devil likes it or not, I will put my leg in the water. If I get drowned, 2 things either happen. God stretches his hand to pull me out, or there's a submarine called the fish that will take me to the destiny. So regardless of it all,
that's your own principle.
That's my own principle. I cannot drown in the process. So because of that, that's where the go-getter comes in. We will fight it until we get it.
On my last note, Steve, I've been going through your profile somewhere in quote. I got this word, centrist. Can you please expatiate on that?
Centric. I think the truth there is, I'm a guy, and people who is around me will tell you point blank. I don't want to say I talk a lot, but I argue. And the reason why for me is because I really want to understand you. I am not a guy who believes that I have to address you based on your nationality. No. I have to see you based on your personality first. And so for me, not everything is white. It depends on the angle in which you're sitting from. So if you come and you tell me that, okay, fine, this very particular microphone you're holding is black, I will tell you from where I'm sitting to say it's green. And you will say from black because the thing you're saying is from the mic point of view. So my centric part is ability for us to be able to shake the boundaries and at the same time also change the narratives. And so that we can't just accept to say A is A and B is B. Why is A A and why is B B? I think that's the reason why the centric part come into my conversation.
Thank you so much. I think that is very inspiring and very deep. All right, viewers, it's been wonderful having a time with Darlington Steve here. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you so much for staying with us. That is all we've got for you on this edition today. Until next time.